Alright, so welcome back to another day of the 100 Day Design Challenge with Xpress-Pixels, and today we'll be creating a double cheeseburger flyer. Alright, so let's dive right into it. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is pick my canvas size, of course, and I'll be going with 102 by 102 pixels. Yeah, good. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is import my background, of course. So I'm just going to go into my file here, and then I'm going to be importing my first background. This I'm going to take this, drag to Photoshop and drop. Good. So I'm just going to increase this. Okay, now the next now, okay, let me increase this. All right, so now next now to do, I'm going to come here and then I'm going to select gradient. Okay, all right, so I'm just going to edit this. I want a black color, so at this point I'm going to pick color and then I'm going to select black. All right, okay. Now note, if yours has a color on this side, so just click here, you just reduce the opacity to 0, and that's okay. Good. So now next now to this, of course, add a shape here. I'm going to select this, click on this. Good. So I'm going to drag across here. All right, drag. All right, that's good. So I'm just going to fill the color of the gradient. So let me select this. Good. So at this point, okay, let me centralize this here. Sorry. At this point here, drag it in. So this point here, let me pick a brighter color. Let me say this here, and then at this point here, still red, or a darker shade of red. A darker shade of red. All right, this will do. Let me just drag this towards me. Okay, so now this edge here, once I'm done with that, I'm still adjusting this. Now I'll make sure I unlink this so I can just adjust only one edge here. I'm just going to drag this inside a bit. All right, okay, that's good. Now next now to do is I'm going to import the burger. So I'm just going to take this and drag into Photoshop and drop here. Good. So I'm going to increase this, and let me rotate this a bit. Let me rotate this a bit. All right, that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to, right on top of this, I'm going to come here and then I'm going to create curve, and I'm going to increase the curve down. Good. Now so I'm done with that, I'm just going to invert it, Control I to invert. I'm going to come to my brush tool here, make sure it's the soft brush is selected, and then you make sure the white part is selected. So right on top here, I'm just going to erase. Okay, sorry, before I do that, let me clip it. I want it to affect only the burger, so I'm going to create a clipping mask, and then I'm just going to wipe this part with it. All right, so now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to come to my shape tool, select the ellipse tool, and then I'm going to increase this. Okay, good. So I'm going to drag this right behind the burger, and I'm going to adjust this. I want it to start from here. Let me move this inside a bit. So I'm going to change the color. I'm going to change the color of this to something like this. All right, and I'm going to reduce the opacity a bit. Okay, now that's good. So now the next thing I want to do is this burger, I'm just going to duplicate it. To duplicate it, I'm going to press Alt, and I'm going to drag it and drop here. So this is the duplicated one. So I have to rotate it. Let me reduce it here. I'll place it around here. Alright, good. So now the next thing I want to do, I'm going to add a text. So I'm going to just write the word burger. So BURGER, Control A, and I'm going to change the font size to, let me use bold. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to change the color of this. I don't want pure white. So I'm going to place this here, and I'm going to drag. I'm going to place this here. I'm going to drag this a bit inside here. And okay. Alright, so let me just increase this and let's rotate it. So to rotate it at the perfect angle, just press shift and then you rotate. Okay. So I'm going to place this text here. I'm going to increase it. So I'm going to change this font to, let me change to Montserrat. Alright, and I'm going to select Montserrat bold. Let's increase that a bit. Let's move a bit further. So Montserrat black would do. I'm going to just select Montserrat extra bold here. Okay, and then I'm just going to increase this. I want the burger to go from the beginning of this here up until the end of it. So I'm just going to increase across. All right. Let me just space it out a bit. Let me drag it out. Now let me move it behind this. Alright, that's good. Now I'm going to add the next text. The next text I want to add is double cheese. Double cheese. So let me just duplicate it. I can just duplicate Alt and then I'm going to drag across it. Alright, so you just double click on it and then edit the text. So I'm going to write the word double cheese, DOUBLE, then CHES. I'm going to select all of it and then I'm going to reduce the size of this. So just come here and then reduce the size of this. Alright, that's too thick. I'm going to edit the weight of the fonts and I'm going to select semi bold. Alright, semi bold is good. That's okay. So let me edit this double cheese. Double cheese. Good. Alright. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is this my image I duplicate, this image of the burger I duplicated here. I'm just going to add a drop shadow. So I'm going to come here, effect, and I'm going to add a drop shadow. I'm going to add a drop shadow of black. So let me just drag this over to this side so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to change this to black here. Alright, I'm going to reduce the opacity a bit. It's too much. So let me increase the distance, increase the spread, reduce the opacity. Sorry, reduce the spread. Let me reduce the spread a bit. Alright, and okay, I think that's good. So you can use my settings. Alright, so now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add a shape tool. Go to my shape tool, select the rectangle shape tool, and then I'm just going to drag right across here. I'm just going to drag. Alright, so I'm going to don't forget, I'm going to unlink this. I'm going to adjust this corner here. Actually 35 is okay, so I'm going to adjust here also 35. So it's going to be an exact same radius. I'm going to raise this up. I'm just going to raise this up. Okay, and I'm going to change the color of this. So I'm just going to change the color of this to this. Alright, this is nice. and okay. So I'm also going to add a drop shadow also. Sorry. I'm going to click on this and drop shadow. I'm going to add this exact same kind of drop shadow, but now I'm going to adjust the angle. Alright, so I'm just going to adjust the angle so that it comes to this side instead. Alright. So I adjusted the angle so that the shadow can come here. Alright, so that's good. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add some write-ups inside here. Okay. So let me just duplicate this. So I'll press Alt and then I'm going to drag and drop here. Good. So I want to write the word special for you. So SPECRALFORLYOU. Good. So I'm just going to reduce this text. Let me drag this. I'm going to align it with this one here. And then I'm just going to reduce this text right across here. So let me just reduce this right across here. Alright. Alright, so now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add a text here. But before that, let me just take all of this and then let me just adjust them to centralize it. Okay, I just want to centralize. Alright, so let me just drop it here. Things is better. Good. So now the next thing I want to do, of course, okay, let me also increase the size. So I'm going to drag. You know what? Let's just do it at that. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be adding the word double cheese. So let me just select my text too and write the word double cheese. Alright, so let me just lock this text here. Sorry, Ctrl Z. So let me just add a text. So let me just write my text here. Double. So DOUBLE. And then on the next line, cheese. CHEESE. Okay. So I'm going to select this and change the font to let me use Mozambique. MOUZA. So in case you want to know what font I'm using, so I want to use Mozambique. Mozambique regular. Alright. So let me just increase the size. Good. So I'm going to be dragging that and drop in here. Let me take it forward right in front of this text here. Good. So I'm going to select this. Let me reduce the space in between. Alright, double cheese. Good. So let me change the color of this. I want to change the color of this, the cheese to red. To the color here. Good. So I'm going to drag these and centralize. I want to centralize. Alright. So now the next thing I want to add is the price of these. So I'll say the price of this is $20. So I'm just going to, okay, instead of doing this, let me just duplicate this text. Just press Alt and drag and drop here. Good. And I'm going to change to 20. 2 and 0, 20. Okay, this does not have a. What I'm going to do, I'm selecting this. Let me just change the font for this too. I need something close to this, so I'm going to use the word B Bebas regular. Alright, so Bebas regular is going to do that for me. So I'm going to increase this. Let me place this here. I'm going to change the color of this to black. Okay. Then I'm going to add, I forgot to add dollars in front of it, the dollar sign. I'm going to add dollar sign, but I'm going to reduce the size of this. I'm going to reduce the size of this, reduce it. All right. Let me just adjust this inside. And let me reduce this here. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add another shape to here. So I'm just going to take my shape, then I'm going to add a shape here. All right. Good. So I'm going to change the color of this to. I'm going to change the color of this to this, the same color as this here. Okay. And then I'm going to add my text inside of it. So my text I want to add there is ready on delivery. So I can just duplicate this. I'm going to press Alt and then I'm going to drag this. Okay. So I'm going to move it forward. I want it to be in front of this. So I'm just going to double click and then I'm going to edit this step. All right. I want it to be on one line. So space out. Let me just select this and just write it. So ready on delivery, READY VERY. Ready on delivery. I'm going to select this, reduce it. I want it to enter. Good. So let me just paste the text a bit. Okay. All right. So I'm going to change the color to red. This shade of red. Okay, now for the delivery, I want the color black on it. I'm going to drag this here. So I just selected the delivery part and I changed the color to black. Alright, so this is looking too dark, so I'm just increase it a bit. It's looking too dark. Alright. Let me change this ready on delivery font to back to what we're using initially, Montserrat. So I'm going to select Montserrat. Sorry, let me just wipe this out. Just going to delete this and I'm going to delete this. So I wanted to change it already on delivery fonts, so I'm just going to click on that and then I'm going to select Montserrat. So we're using Montserrat family. Alright, so I'm going to select the semi-bold. We want that to be thicker than what it is now. Let's select semi-bold and then I'm going to adjust. So semi-bold and then I'm going to adjust this. Let me just place this here and let me reduce this. Alright, everything should enter here. And enter. Good. So now the next thing I want to do is import the next resource, and that resource will be importing this here. So I'm just going to take this, drag and drop inside of Photoshop. Good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the color of this. Okay. So I'm just going to come. I'll make sure the PNG file is selected. I'm going to come here and then I'm going to select color overlay. So the color overlay I want for this is this color right here. So I'm just going to click it. Okay, using my color picker tool, and then it will select that because that's in color. And I'm going to reduce it. So I'm just going to reduce it. Let me place this here first. I'm just going to reduce this. Alright, now the next thing I'll do there is just add, let me just add any phone number I can think of. Let me just duplicate this. Okay, so edit, I'm going to drag. Alright, so the duplicated one is what I'm going to edit. Alright, so I'm just going to click on this, double click to edit, or you just come here and you click. Okay, so we can just add a phone number. Let's say plus 234 5 6 7 8 9 0 1. I'm going to change the color of this to something that can be seen. I'm going to use the same color as this also. Okay, and then I'm just going to add another text. Let me just add order now. ODERNOW. Let me space this out. So for the other now, I'm just going to change the color also, and I'm going to select this color here. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to add the last thing right under here, and what we'll be adding is bigger, cheesier, and better than ever. All right, so I'm going to be using this font here. So I'm going to take this, drag and drop here. Okay, so I'm just going to edit this. So Control A, and then let me change that. So the words will be changing it to, so it's bigger, BIGGER, comma, bigger, comma, cheesier, CHEESER, bigger, CHEESIER, bigger, cheesier, and better than ever, and better than ever. Alright, so I'm just gonna have to add my commas at this point here. I didn't add them. Comma. Okay. Alright, so now let's now do is just reduce the size of this. It's looking too big. Alright, so let me just adjust this. I can allow the text out from here and then end the text also at the end of this. Alright, so this is better. So with this, we've come to the end of the design for today. I hope you learned something new. Thank you for staying to the end. Please do also like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.